Hari Om. So continue with the 266. So we have been saying about how Atmananda can be attained with the fundamental principle called the purity of the mind. And from purity, how we can gain Ananta Ananda, eternal bliss, not temporary bliss. We get today a chocolate, we are happy for 5 minutes. We get a balloon, we are happy. The balloon gets burst, we are sad. Everything is the same with life and death, womb to tomb, right? This is what it is. But if there is purity in mind, I tell you, the peace is an automatic process. And it's directly proportional. Greater the purity, proportionately greater is the happiness. Sure. Then how to gain purity is $1,000,000 question. Mind, the moment I close my eyes and sit for meditation, I get thoughts after thoughts, marathon thoughts. If I open my eyes and see the world outside, I see some objects, I get fascinated, the mind starts to run behind it. How nice I had this. Hmm? So then, how is a question. For that, there are n number of ways to control the mind. First thing is to keep the mind engaged and busy. As the saying goes, idle man's mind is a devil's workshop. Keep the mind so engaged, so busy that it doesn't have time to think of possessing things, but it gets engaged in work, in execution. So once we are totally exhausted, hit the bed, glide off to sleep. Or else we are on the bed, tossing, rolling, right to left to right, because mind is agitated, full of pressure, tension, worries, planning, scheming, whatnot. Then how does one fall to sleep? Isn't it? Ashantasya kuta sukam. When there is anxiety, here is sukam. Even sleep is peace. And as nidra samadhi sthitihi, it is said. But of course, that is with tamas. Let us not go do it. Let us not go too deep into that now. So when mind is agitated, it is difficult. So in one of the cult, they said that devotion that is expressed will pacify the mind, will cool the mind. For example, when you are cooking something, what do we do? For example, you have beans. For 3 minutes, we roast the beans in a kadai or a pan with 3 spoons of ghee, correct? And after roasting, what do? We immediately take that beans and put it in cold water, so that the color of the beans is retained. It gets roasted, but color and the nutrition remains. If you keep it like that itself, it shrinks, it dries off. It turns into a bit blackish, it gets wrinkles on it, isn't it? Therefore, we do that and then we continue with the curry, we cook it and we add spice, masala, vagara. So similarly here, with Navavida Bhakti or the nine-folded Bhakti path, the mind gets roasted and it gets soaked in gold water called bliss, called divine grace. So everything looks alike. There not be, if anybody sees, there not be any difference, but internally there will be a lot of change that has happened. Lot of transformation would have taken place from inside. Altered state of perception would have happened. The moment we look at things, we say, oh, fine, very good, nice. It ends there. It ends there. It doesn't go with a tag, either of possessing it, either envying it, or feeling jealous of it. Nothing remains because it's soaked in the syrup. So then, what are these nine-folded bhakti path? What are the nine-folded path? One is Shravanam. Shravanam means to hear. And the best example for this is Parikshit. In fact, the Bhagavata Purana starts with that. He comes to know that in 7 days he is going to die. And then he says, I am blessed. How many of us know our death? So the death has given me a date. So let me make the best use of these 7 days. And you know how he goes to Shuka, and that is a different story. 100% listening with full concentration and focus. No dilly-dallying. No looking here and there. In regional language we say, Dikkulu Chudaku. Means looking hither and thither without any aim. With absolute focus. Parikshit is an example for that. Other one is Kirtanam. Taking the glory of the Lord's names. And for Kirtan, you all know many things, starting from Narada, Tumburi, and I will not give the list. To the recent, it can be the Annamaya, Purandara, Kanakadasa, or anybody. Always taking the names, always taking the name of the Lord. Continuous. Now we know about the mantra japam also. You have a rosary in your hand, keep on turning the beats by taking one Lord's name. Sankirtana movement is there, started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chanting a beloved name of Hare Krishna, which you all know very well, and you are doing minimum 4 malas a day, I know. And some are doing, yes, okay. Some are doing more also, 3 hours, yes, agreed. Now, of course, the other said some do only one. You not raise your hand and say one finger, index finger, okay. Understood. Whatever, it's continuous. So mind is engaged only in that. It doesn't have time to think. And in this path, what happens is whatever you get, you feel as prasad. And you accept it. And with this, we develop inner, faith of 100% that God knows what to be given when, in what quantity. Once that conviction is there, then there is no feeling of anything. We are happy. And the third one is Smarana. Thinking of the Lord always. Always thinking of the Lord. In Kirtanam, we are doing a loud chanting. In Smaranam, it is internal, at the psychological level. All these yogis and people who are into meditation, And the best example is Prahlada, Bhrugu, and all these people. At a very tender age, always smarana, thinking, contemplating. You see, it's not only in bhakti, I tell you, in any field this is required. As a student, you have to listen, hear to the lectures, to the talks, to the lessons. It can be physics, chemistry, biology, online classes. Yes, be focused, be attentive. After Shravana, do Kirtana. In a sense, you read that aloud or say that to your friend or explain it to some other person, that reinforces. And then Smarana, when you are relaxing, when you are walking, when you are eating, contemplate on what you have studied, the formulas, the equations, the definitions, the derivations, whatever it is. See, this is there everywhere in any walk of life. If you have to be successful, these are a must. And the list is not ended; still it is there. That we'll see in the next upcoming session. Thanks for being with Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.